In Bathurst, the home of the Bathurst Bulldogs, for the annual New South Wales Juniors City versus Country fixtures on New South Wales Rugby TV. The annual City-Country clash is the most enduring and traditional representative fixture on the New South Wales Juniors Rugby calendar. We've had 4 fixtures completed this afternoon, or this morning, and now we're set for the under-16s boys match. I'm Hamish Bayliss, and I'm joined in commentary this afternoon by current Orange Emus Blouse Cup first grade coach Peter Bromley. And Pete, thanks for your company this afternoon, and we're in store for some sensational junior representative rugby under cloudy skies here at Bathurst.
Mate, thank you very much, Hamish. Good to be here, mate, and welcome to the Central West. Mate, the conditions couldn't be better. There's no breeze, dry pitch, cool conditions, but mate, it's a good winter's day. It could be a lot worse out here.
A top of 12 degrees here in Bathurst, with a small chance of a light shower coming later in the afternoon as the country boys, the under-16 boys, make their way onto the oval. And we've seen 4 fixtures this morning. The under-14 boys was won by City 12 points to 0. The under-14 girls was also won by the City girls 29 points to 5. A real struggle, a real arm wrestle in the under-15 boys. City came out victorious 17 points to 11. And the City girls in the under-16s game were victorious 21 points to 3. So we're almost set here this afternoon. The referee for this fixture will be Vittorio Trevan. And Pete, you were saying earlier he plies his trade in the Blouse Cup.
He certainly does, mate. He's a very good referee, doesn't get flustered, knows his rules, very consistent, so he's a good guy to have in charge of this game.
So the countryside will be running right to left of screen in the burnt orange. The City in the royal blue with the gold stripes running left to right. Not much breeze to speak of here at an Ashwood Oval in immaculate condition, and we're underway. Ball taken nicely by Mackenzie, and it's Howes. Plays out to Nulala, gets over the 22. Back to Glendinning. Wider ball, there's Dempsey. Stolen by the country boys. Ball's at the back for Brown. Ball goes behind Backer. But referee Trevan says it's a knock-on from Lucas Backer. And we'll see a first scrum 30 metres out from the City line. Nice crowd building here in Bathurst Bombers.
Mate, there is. No, it's a good turnout here. Plenty of people in, enjoying the country air, watching a bit of football. What better for a Sunday afternoon as they're getting ready to pack the first scrum of the game.
And it'll be Tate Howes to feed the scrum. Off the back is Mackenzie. Ball's been knocked down. Howes comes up with it. Finds Glendinning. Glendinning again. Gets a second touch, but will play the original knock-on by the country player. What I've liked from the earlier games, Pete, is the willingness to use the ball no matter where they're located on the ground.
No, there's plenty of good ball movement in the girls' game previous to this. The City girls threw the ball around, scored some really good tries, good ball movement, perfect conditions for throwing the ball around and backing their abilities to use the ball wherever they are. And City have started in that vein already in this game.
Mackenzie again off the back of the scrum, makes 5 metres. Howes there. Ball's been stripped off the ground. And a penalty to the City side. So they'll use Nate Glendinning to pump it into country territory. So 5-man set for City. James Warner from Northern Suburbs with the throw. Can't find Paul, but Warner comes up and cleans up the loose ball. There's Ollie Abood. Country do well over the ball. Good strong play from Rico Ross from Kiama.
So far the referees let him have a good contest over the ball, not blowing it up too quickly, and it was a good pilfer there by the Country boys. And they've started off well in the set piece too, the Country boys, with a couple of strong scrums. Hopefully that can convert to some dominance come breakdown time too as the game progresses.
So it's Rico Ross with the throw for Country. First look at their line out. And unfortunately for Ross, the throw hasn't gone in straight. Pete, we're playing for the Ella Cup, the under-16 boys playing for the Ella Cup this afternoon. Ella, a famous name in Australian rugby.
They've just changed the Australia-English Test matches, haven't they, to the Ella Mobs Cup? Ella's everywhere.
Yep.
See how the Country boys go in this scrum, see if they can potentially turn the dominance into a tight head here.
So Glendenning set deep for City with Arfu and Talatena outside him. Glendenning looks to turn Talatena in. He can't do so. He finds Warner out wide. That looks like it's Rana Karma in the 23 on the far side. Howes at the back. Finds Cleverly. First touch for Luca Cleverly. Play out to Glendenning. There's James Warner. Gets the ball away. Making good progress here, the City side. Right on the 22. Slow ball coming, but it's Country winning the ball at the breakdown yet again. So that breakdown dominance by the Country boys in the opening 5 minutes.
No, they're proving hard to shift when they're getting in that strong body position, the Country boys. They're doing very well at the breakdown to stifle the attack of the City boys. But City, once again, using the field, the dry conditions, and a good attacking raid from the line out.
Country can't find touch, and there's Jethro Ranakama in the 23 on the left-hand wing. Ball slowed there for Howes. Country again steal it at the breakdown, but this time it's a penalty from referee Trevan. Away to the City side. And Glendenning will just pump a corner again.
Country boys got a little bit excited there. They thought they're in the position, but you could hear referee Vittori saying, leave it, and they got a little bit impatient and pushed the button. But once again, Country are still looking good, getting in strong position at the breakdown there, putting the City boys under all sorts of pressure when they've got the ball in hand.
James Warner with the throw, 7-man set. They throw up Mackenzie in the middle. Cleverly comes around for the sweep. Can't come up with it and loses the football. Country take it outside the 22. Real first use of the football for the Countryside. They pick and go round the edge. And this time, the City boys do well at the breakdown. There's Nulala. Sets Dempsey away. Dempsey's inside 5. Slow ball coming for the Blue. Howes has got it now at the back. Mackenzie wants to have a little dart at the base. Ball's there now for Howes. Nulala takes it on. Slow ball again. Play outside to James Warner. He's met well by the Country defence. Howes to Glendenning. Wide ball out the back. There's Lama. Lama turned back under. See some space on the blind side. Lama to 5. Pick and go, but it's lost there by the City boys. But Pete, looks like Country is still winning that breakdown battle. They've got the ability to slow the ball up. That slows the momentum of the attack.
You know, they're getting there in numbers. They're putting 2 in there for an early attempt of a pilfer and really making City work for their ball to recycle it. City might have to have a look at it and not get isolated and get a few more bodies at the breakdown just to secure that possession to enable them to get the flow on. But they've definitely got the better of field position at the moment, and they'll be looking forward to staying camped down this end.
You might be able to see this on screen when the ball goes back into the pocket for the clearing kick. The size of the end goals here are about 25 metres deep as the ball goes back to Hodgson, who puts his right boot to ball, does well.
Mate, they are massive in goals here. You never know when the ball's going dead. It just seems to keep on going and the ball just doesn't go out. A little bit like Chatswood Oval, but they're actually rectangular as opposed to Chatswood Oval, which is more of a semicircle. Embracing the cricket pitch, cricket field, at Chatswood Oval, but here it's a big rectangle.
The field is in immaculate condition.
And it's a favourite on the calendar when you come to Bathurst and play. Always good conditions here.
Warner throws to Cleverly. Abood does well, gets a tap down. There's Ollie Abood running into midfield. They need quick ball, but Abood just went for too many swivels on the ground, rolls on the ground, and referee Trevan was having none of it.
Yeah, City looking to be a little bit more aggressive at the breakdown, but going over the top there off his feet. Got to at least make an attempt to stay up. Country with a relieving penalty, get out of trouble again. But Abood's running strongly for the City forwards, getting them some good go forward.
So both sides struggling for a bit of momentum. Here's Ross now with the throw. Finds Hamilton, but unfortunately the throw's not in straight. The breeze is coming slightly left to right of screen, not helping Ross's throw.
Once again, Country, their own worst enemy here, putting themselves under a bit of pressure here with City getting another chance to attack. Looking to release the big centres for the City boys. Build some more momentum and see if they can get in behind and possibly convert the pressure into points here early.
So City stacked well out here to the right with Glendinning at 10. Talatanis shuffled in 1 to 12 with Lama wearing 12 in the 13 position. Baxter Warner in behind in 15. Here's Glendinning. Sweeps wide to Baxter Warner. He can't hold on. And Country come up with it. What can they do? Can they play off this? They pick and go around the base. Through Tully. And there's Heidke. It's one off around the edge stuff. Through Backer. And now they play back to Hodgson. Finds Ranakama. Here's Jethro Ranakama. He can run. He's got some serious jet shoes. Little pick and go around the base. Good run from Paul. Gets over the 40. Still going back to his feet, Paul. There's space out here to the right if they can use it. There's Abood. Wider ball now to Far Jones. Far Jones dummies inside. Far Jones chips over the top. He's got Cleverly inside, and Cleverly will catch the ball. A beautiful little chip over the top from the 11, and that was Tommy Far Jones. Tom Far Jones from the Randwick Club. But nice play out there. It was a beautiful left to right ball out to Far Jones, and Cleverly does the rest.
Great skills there from Far Jones with the chip. Converting pressure into points for the City boys who go up 5-0. The Country boys want to tighten up the defence around the fringes to stop that flow on from the City boys, but that's brilliant skills. Great take from the 8. Get City pumping early with a 5-point lead now. Kick to come.
My apologies, I called it in the run. Luca Cleverly, the try scorer in 6. It was actually Cameron McKenzie, the 8 from the Southern Districts Club. Apologies to Mr. and Mrs. McKenzie. But a good opening try, 5-0 to the City boys, and it's Nate Glendinning to try and add the extras. breeze just picking up here at Anne Ashwood Oval. As I said earlier, left to right of screen, so Glendinning will probably work that from the left post. And misses to the right. So the score remains 5 points to 0. City lead Country in the under 16 boys here on City Country Day. Coming to you live from the home of the Bathurst Bulldogs. And you're watching this live and exclusive to New South Wales Rugby TV. 2 more matches on after this. The under 18 girls followed by the under 18 boys as Hodgson gets us back underway and finds Nulala. Good run from Sam Nulala. And Glendinning steps off the left, steps off the right again. Country release. Come back to the short side in Nulala. Gets his arms free, finds Lama. Out wider to Mackenzie, the try scorer. Good continuity here from City. Howells. Nulala with his third carry. Nulala beats one. Over 50. And again, Country halt the progress because they're dominant over the ball.
No, very strong over the ball again, Country. Forcing the turnover there. The first couple of men arriving for the City team just couldn't get the clear out, weren't effective at the breakdown there. So once again, City with all the flow and momentum getting out of trouble, but then Country forced the turnover and the referee awards them the penalty for not releasing. They had all rights to the ball there, the Country boys. Let's see if they can get the line out throw sorted this time and get some ball.
Three or four penalties now, Pete, for Country being dominant over the ball.
No, they're working well. Here they go. Let's go for a straight throw.
Ball goes to Hamilton. They get away with that one. Now Country through Tully. Brown at the base. Finds Van Doris. Good run. Support arrives. Little pick and go around the edge, but they need to stay in. There was nothing on down that narrow 5 metre corridor.
Just struggling to get any flow, the Country boys. The pick and goes, they're running into a fairly big forward pack here from City. I want to look to use a bit more space and look to get it around the big men and make the move around the field.
Warner with the throw. Can't find Paul. Howes has been harassed. They're good enough to get out of here. Far Jones bounce past to Glendinning. Good pick up. Little grubber. Second kick from Glendinning. Ball goes back to O'Connor. And he finds Warner. Just outside 20 for the City side.
The ball was out. Good pressure once again from the City boys at the breakdown. Forcing the error there from the Country boys. Forcing the error there from City. Get an attacking scrum now for the Country boys. Let's see what they can do in the back line. See if they can use the ball. First genuine attacking opportunity the Country boys have had here to work from. See if they can convert the scrum pressure and get a bit of continuity themselves in attack. They've been struggling for some flow so far in the game.
So 16 minutes in. This is their best position on the field to attack from. O'Connor at 10. Heidke in 13. Riley Evans at 12. This left wing in 11 is Cooper Waters. They're all stacked up to the left.
City are working on this scrum.
Ball comes out now. O'Connor. Wide ball to Riley. There's the 14 in Rosenbaum. Does well to stay in, but his left wing partner, Waters, takes the ball into touch. Just a little bit too across field, Brom.
Yeah, there was needed someone to straighten the attack there because the City boys just literally shadowed them over the sideline, ushered them towards the stripe and forced the error, and now they get the ball back, the City boys, to see if they can get out of their own end and use the breeze and get down the other end.
Ball goes over the back, won by Country. Ball goes behind, but referee Trevan said the ball's been knocked forward. Just can't get any flow to their attack at all. There's some silly errors.
Struggling for any continuity, the Country boys, and the City boys have been fighting back in the scrum. It's a willing battle up front. The tight head prop here for City's working back into the game after some early pressure from the loose head from Country, and now getting some dominance at scrum time after the first couple. Looked like Country had the ascendancy.
So Howells has a 20-metre blindside to work with. Tom Farr-Jones here in the 11 on the right-hand wing, the nephew of the great Nick Farr-Jones, another famous name in Australian rugby, World Cup winner in 1991, World Cup winning captain, I should say.
Yes. City should look to use this blindside because the wing is very deep down here defensively on our side.
And they go this way. Mackenzie off the back. Mackenzie's got space. Unfortunately, I think referee Trevan got in the way and used the referee as an obstruction, but Mackenzie was away. It was 3-on-1 situation with the jet shoes of Farr-Jones looming up on his right-hand side.
Will they look to do the same attacking move? They've just got 2 metres less to use now. It's more like a 17-metre blindside, but there's definitely space down this side, yes. Will referee Vittori learn from the first involvement of the game for him and let the players use the blindside now. Definitely conscious of it.
Better scrum from Country. Ball goes out to the left to Glendinning. Can't get a ball away to Warner, but met by Heidke. Good tackle. Behind the advantage line. Slow ball. There's Cameron Mackenzie. And
6
again.
and 7 from Country again.
Doing a great job.
Under all sorts of pressure there. They can't get any flow at all, the City boys. 6 and 7 are on there.
Geordie Duncan the 6 and Jed Smith in the 7. Outstanding, and Country point to the post to take a shot at goal to try and get... Oh, no. I thought there was a signal to the post, but it looks like Hodgson's going to plug the line.
Carries run all the way for nothing.
And that breeze is getting a little bit stronger, Pete.
It's definitely picking up. You can see that on the kick there, and the flag flapping willingly on the far side above the touch judge's head. Look for the straight throw and then potentially maul it up here from the Country boys.
So it's Ross with the throw.
We've got some subs coming on for City. An unnumbered man coming on to replace, I think it's the 17 coming off.
It's a commentator's nightmare, the unnumbered player.
Here we go, take 2 now.
Ross with the throw, finds Hamilton in the 4, and they come back to the right down the blind side. Little free kick.
Numbers in the line out. See what they call for here, whether they tap and go. They're calling for the scrum, I think. They are indeed. It'll be a scrum feed here to Country. There's the fresh man in the front row that came out. Yes, he's coming on at tight head, so we'll see what change this makes to the battle up front. See if Country can get some clean ball here and once again let the backs free and see if they can straighten the attack and be a little bit more direct and get some ball over the advantage line and then play off the back of it. Try and get a little bit more through the City defence rather than going around them. But they're set deep here, ready for an attacking raid, the Country boys.
They're set really deep. Fullback's back on halfway. Now it's a tight head won by City. Now they come out to Warner. They've got 3-on-2 here. They set Far Jones, a light down the right. Far Jones down the right-hand side, but Heidke can't get in. Ball pops out to Hodgson. Hodgson's got one to beat. Has he got enough gas? Luca cleverly comes across, but he can't make the tackle. And Hodgson has scored to level it up at 5-all in the under-16 boys.
Mate, like a thief in the night. He was on that like lightning. Took advantage of the mistake. Far Jones set free. Tried to pop it back inside the 15 for Country. Picks it up, backs himself, beat the cover defence and a try in the corner for Country.
And we'll see the replay here, Pete. Here it is. Far Jones did well to keep the ball in, but Hodgson comes up with it, cleverly coming across, just didn't have the pace to pick him up. But wow, Hodgson did so well to stay inside the white line, and he levels it up at 5-all. Just inside 25 minutes.
Yeah, that change for the City front row did the trick there. They got the tight head, used the ball, created some space, and then the mistake, the knock on, and then the 15 took advantage, and he's about to attempt to add the extras from out wide and put the Country boys up, potentially 7-5 against the run of play, you'd say.
Yeah, City have been good with when they've had the ball. They've probably created more opportunities in the first 25 minutes and used the ball a little bit better than Country, but Country with an opportunistic try there, and Hodgson to convert his own try. And Pete, keep an eye on this wind. It's getting stronger and stronger throughout the afternoon already. It's going to be a hard day for the kickers this afternoon.
Yeah, that's always a factor when you're playing down here on the floodplains of Bathurst. It's fairly open. You do get a breeze here most afternoons, and it picks up, and then generally in the second half, if you're not careful, you potentially run into the breeze, and then the second half you get no breeze behind you. So we'll see how it goes.
Glendinning gets us back underway. Looks like Filippo is on.
I think the referee's got them. There seemed to be a player a couple of metres offside, and I think he's playing a scrum on halfway for that. A couple more subs coming on for the City boys here, fresh legs.
So Filippo is on in jersey number 19 for City. We've also got number 14, Chris Alelua, in 14 on the left wing. And also a replacement halfback, Sam Numate Waller, in jersey number 21 for City. So 5 points apiece, 25 minutes gone, 35 minutes each way in these under-16 boys matches.
There's a change in the front row too for Country here. They've replaced the loose head prop, and the number 18's on there now, packing on the side closest to us. Hederick. I believe he's a good ball carrier, so we'll look for that to see if City can spark some momentum upfield with the new front rower, Zeke.
There's Tully off the back, but they're behind the ad line. Need some support there. Country come up with it. It was a loose ball. Hamilton with a carry. Brown.
Yeah.
And the tackle player needed to roll away.
Got to make the effort to at least give the Country boys a chance for some quick ball. You just can't lie there. You've got to at least get out of the way. And hopefully Country can get the kick downfield into touch and mount some more pressure onto the City defence.
So Liam Damon, replacement player in 16 with the throw, replaces Ross. 5-man set. Hamilton, the red headgear, has been the go-to man. They go to Hamilton again. Good throw from Damon. Ball out to O'Connor. He's been met heavily there in midfield. Just holding on at the breakdown was Tom O'Connor. Lots of penalties in the opening 25 minutes, Pete.
Yeah, both teams are struggling to get any real flow in the game. There's lots of pressure at the breakdown. contesting the ball, willing battle up in the contest at the breakdown. No one's really got any good flow yet. Players going a little bit one out, needing some support to come with them when they do make those little half breaks, finding the soft shoulder and getting through the defensive line.
5-man set here for City. Work over the back. And I think
for the early
free kick. Country were going early in the line out.
They call for the scrum or just tap and go. They've called for the scrum. City's chance now to attack and let the centres loose. 15 metres out. Set a good platform from the scrum and then work off the back of it. See if they can get back into the lead. The City boys with the wind behind them taking advantage in the last 7 minutes of the half, 6.5 minutes left.
Nice scrum. There's Mackenzie. Goes off the back, runs short side again. New Matawala in the 21. And just holding on for another second too long, the City side. So yet again, Pete, this first half has been littered with penalties, some ill discipline at the breakdown from both sides.
There's almost a case there. I think he might have potentially rolled one too many times there and not made it available for the country boys that were once again ready over the top, ready to pounce on any opportunity to secure the possession at the breakdown. The players might need to start to adjust to the referee for the fact that he's allowing people to have a good crack at the ball over the top and look to be a little bit tighter and secure the possession rather than leave an opportunity.
Felipe does well. Here's New Matawala down the short side. Didn't have much space to work with.
See if the country boys can secure this line out. It's been a bit patchy, the line out so far from the country boys. Hopefully they can secure ball now just outside their 22 and get back down the other end of the field and start putting City back under some pressure.
So they persist with the 5-man set. And Felipe does well at the front. New Matawala sees a gap in the line out. Gets inside the 22. Ball's there. Far Jones comes into the scrum base. Play out the back to Glendinning. Wide sweeping ball. There's Baxter Warner. Back inside. But the ball might have been ruled to go forward, but we'll come back to the original penalty. Referee Trevan. Is that a high tackle, Pete?
High shot, yes. And the country sevens down, who's been causing all sorts of headaches for City at the breakdown with a knee complaint from that last breakdown. Got caught in an awkward position there, receiving some attention.
Both 6 and 7. Jed Smith and Geordie Duncan been terrific in this opening 30 minutes.
Back to his feet though. Well, look to the corner or look to the post.
They go quickly. There's Glendinning, wide ball. Now they use the footy. There's a replacement player at number 20 logo. And now they come back to Ollie Abood. It's a nice little tip-on play. They're very close. They're within a couple of metres here. The ball's at the back there. Needs some help. Ball spits back out, but country dive on it, and they're desperate enough. And it's our man, the number 7, Jed Smith. There's Jex. Jex, little cross kick, but Hodgson's there. Does well. No, it's O'Connor. Does very well to relieve the pressure for the country side.
Once again, country terrorising City at the breakdown there, putting them under all sorts of pressure. Flooding the breakdown there with some numbers to get themselves out of trouble. City once again will get another line out to build pressure again. You can see the kicks now not making much ground at all for country with that breeze picking up again.
I think if country can go in at 5 apiece at half time with this breeze picking up, they'll be very happy with that. Ball goes over the back. It's cleaned up by country. Right on the 22. Brown plays back to Hodgson. Only can find Far Jones, who'll sweep the ball across to Jex. O'Connor came rushing out of the line to whack him. Ty Jex, the replacement player in 22. Umata Waller. Far Jones gets into halfback again. Finds Cleverly, done some good work in the opening 30. I think the referee Trevan said side entry there from the countryside. So a couple of minutes left in this first half. Still 5-all the score.
Country keep putting pressure at the breakdown there. City finding it hard to get any flow at all in their attack. The ball's at the back, and the Country boys, are giving a little counter-ruck just to disrupt the ball so it's not coming out cleanly for City and making their attack a little bit static.
Ball up the back to Abood. Both sides having trouble at line-out time. Country come up with it. Pretty scrappy affair in this opening half. There's Damon, runs into referee Trevan. Hodgson in the pocket. They go to him. He's in trouble now. Warner does well to wrap him up. They keep him off the ground. Cleverly and Warner involved. It's now a maul. Hodgson will need to get to ground here and make it available, but City come up with it. And now there's space on the left if they can use it. Ollie Abood steps off the left. Links back up with Far Jones. Right on the stroke of half time here. Glendinning. Little chip for the corner. Baxter, Warner giving chase. Ball still floating around the deep. Heike gets a hand to it and bats it over the in goal, and it goes 25 metres dead.
Right, they're massive in goals. The City boys were using that with confidence. They know they're going to get the bounce, and anything could happen when it's in the in goal. It's like a scramble. They're coming back for a penalty though. City with a chance for one last raid. Bang on half time. Let's see what they can do.
So what do you do here, Pete? Do you take the points and go in at 8-5? Or do you want to try and score another 5 or 7 just before half time?
It's the commentator's curse. Kiss of death here. I'd personally be packing a scrum to open the field up to let the backs loose 5 metres out. But they're going to take the tap by the looks.
They're going to have a run. They run into their own player.
What's the referee going to call here?
Right on half time. This could be a pivotal moment in the game.
Replay.
They tap and go. There's Warner. James Warner close to the line. Slow ball to come back. They pick and go, held up high. Country will do well here. City recycle it. Nothing on down the short side. I think the referee said held up, and Country dodge a bullet and get out of it. And at half time in this under 16 boys fixture, it's Country 5, City 5. We will break on New South Wales Rugby TV and be back shortly.
You want the best for your kids, which is why you sent them to a great school. But nothing quite prepares you for when the school fees come in. At EdStart, we believe education is the world's most powerful investment. We offer payment plans you can control so that school fees don't hold back your finances. We're helping families across Australia take the stress out of the family budget while their kids get a great education. Visit edstart.com.au and see how EdStart can help you.
The New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation is New South Wales Rugby's official charity and social impact partner. Our vision is to champion wellbeing through rugby, and within that we have 3 goals. Number 1 is to make a positive difference to the health and well-being of our rugby communities. Number 2 is to fund high-quality community resources and programs that everyone can get access to. And the last one is to enable more people to experience the core values, life skills and opportunities
unique to rugby union.
So from Manly to Mudgee, or Wahroonga to Walgett, we're in it for the love of rugby and we're in it to make a massive difference. We start raising funds through our corporate and private coterie memberships and donations so we can turn $1 into $4 through corporate, philanthropic and government partnerships. And over the last 3 years, that's enabled us to invest well over $1 million back into community rugby. And that's what the New South Wales Positive Rugby Foundation is all about.
Welcome back to Anne Ashwood Park here. You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Andrew Cleverly, the Head of Talent Management at New South Wales Rugby. Clev, thanks for joining us. You must be really impressed not only what you've seen from the under-16s, but from the 14s and 15s boys and girls earlier today.
Thanks very much for having us again, Hamish. Look, it has been an outstanding day of footy. Pretty fresh up here in Bathurst. A few of those heat warmers going around and beanies, but look, I think the first impression is impressed with the country guys. You know, they've and girls. Obviously, they've put in every game. Every game's been tight. There's been no blowouts, and you know, the standard of rugby out here in this event today has been fantastic.
So for our viewers at home, we've assembled a city side and a countryside today, but what has been the pathway for these boys and girls prior to this event?
Yeah, so obviously to be part of this program, you played at the state champs, and that's really important for the boys and obviously girls, no matter what, to play that club rugby path as well. So you had to be playing in the Sydney club. You go down the state champs. They held it all together this year. Country had a field, City had a field, and country selectors selected their side out of all those districts that turned up. And they've obviously, as you said, they've selected a pretty strong side here in good competitive rugby. And then the City side did the same thing. And that's how you get these sides. So some of them are at school, some of them come through school pathway as well, and play for their school association. Encourage that, mate. You know, they're young enough, they can bounce back, they can play a couple of games in a weekend and get into it. So it's a great thing.
And looking ahead, what is the selection process moving forward for these two members of these two sides?
Look, in the under-16s, it's pretty tough for us. We've got to select one squad of 32. We call them the New South Wales, we call them the Gem Blue under-16s, but they are the New South Wales Waratahs under-16s, and they've got they get a Super Rugby tournament. They play the Rebels, they play the Brumbies, they play the Reds, they play the Force, some games home, some games away, a full 6-week program, lots of training, awesome opportunity to have a crack at what it's like to be a professional rugby player.
Terrific work, Clev. Thank you very much for joining us. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
You've got some great talent to work with, and we'll see you later in the call.
Thanks very much, James. Cheers, mate. Good luck for the second half.
So there you have it, Andrew Cleverly, the Head of Talent Management at New South Wales Rugby, doing some great work with the under-16s and 18s Gen Blue program. And we're back here for the second half action of the under-16 boys. It's 5-all City Country, and it's Glenn Denning to get us back underway. Now Country want to use it. There's Hodgson, the relieving kick. Breeze getting stronger here at Anne Ashwood Oval. Jeeks secures the ball. Glenn Denning away to Filippo. Filippo dummy, tries to get an offload, can't, and Hamilton dives on the loose ball for the countryside. They come out here to the right winger of Rosenbaum.
Play the first knock on there by City, giving Country the first opportunity. Once again, Country willing to use the ball off the kickoff. Interchange of passes, then a raking kick with the Breeze. Sets them up now to use the ball early in the second half. See if they can take advantage of this and put City under some pressure early is what will be the aim.
Pete, I would have thought that the Country coaches Andrew Hillen, Tristan Jones and Daniel Zorbas would have been pretty happy at 5-all, now having the Breeze at their back for the second half.
Mate, I think they would have been very happy at 5-all, and they're away again.
Middleton goes quickly, finds O'Connor. O'Connor straight through a gap. O'Connor gets to 22, comes to Warner. Can't beat him. Warner secures him. 15 metres out. Now they play to Van Doris, the 8. Options either side here for Middleton. Plays out to the right in Thornton. Ball's there for Middleton. Comes away. There's O'Connor. Little grubber kick. Needs some chasing from Rosenbaum, but they get out of that one, the City side, but a nice incision there from Tom O'Connor in the midfield in jersey number 10.
And there's a great break there.
So
From O'Connor put them under pressure, and looks like they're taking the shot at goal here to put them potentially in front 8 points to 5. But the Country Boys with a full head of steam after half time. Great start. No, I think the Country coaches, going back to your earlier question, Hamish, would have been very happy going in at 5-all. The amount of defending they got through in the first half. And to go in at 5-all, playing into the breeze with 35 minutes left with the wind behind them, it's going to give themselves a good opportunity to potentially secure a victory. But they've obviously got a fair bit of work to do with plenty of time on the clock.
Callum Hodgson moves in, likes it, adds 3 more points to the score, and Country edge out to a 3-point lead. It's 8 points to 5 here. You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV. Hamish Bayliss and Peter Bromley in commentary.
A couple more changes being made for both sides just after half time.
A balmy 10 degrees here in Bathurst.
It's a good day for thermals and possum socks to keep the toes warm.
And heat warmers. Glendinning gets us back underway. Finds Van Doris in the 8, held up by the City defence. Works to a knee. Middleton. Looks like Beale's on in jersey number 22. Middleton again. Plays to the left. It's better play from Country. There's Evans having a good strong carry. Riley Evans. Middleton, dummies. Tries to find a hole. Links up with Jed Smith, the 7. Gets within 40 now. Pick and go from Cowell. Now to O'Connor. Short ball to Thornton. Looks like City has secured it at the breakdown. Got numbers out here to the left if they could use it, but is it a side entry?
Well, I think he's got him for the ball carrier there, kicking out with a feet in contact. Once the tackle was made, he then tried to straighten his body out for a long place, but I think accidentally gave the Country boy a good feet to the chest and pushed him out of the way. Taking a long-range penalty goal here.
It looks like number 23, Lockie McIntyre from Maitland has signalled to the post 45 metres out with the wind.
Don't think the wind's that strong. But he's got every confidence. There was no hesitation. As soon as the whistle went, it was like, yep, we'll take the points. Jed Smith, Country, is involved in everything. Strong ball carries, breakdown, and he looks like he's the one coming from, no, it's not, it's number 6 coming from the field.
It's Geordie Duncan who's coming from the field, but he's been excellent as well. Jed Smith in the 7 has been outstanding in the loose.
Terrorising City at the breakdown.
Here's McIntyre now in the 23, 45 metres out, with the breeze at his back. It's just away to the left. And City with a relieving kick straight down the middle of the park. Beale tries to get a boot on it. Can't do so. Now, loose pass from Beale. O'Connor cleans up, beats the first. Does well, Tom O'Connor. Now a little pick and go around the edge from... There's Hamilton.
Good metres.
And they're straight off their feet at the breakdown, Country. A little bit inaccurate at that breakdown.
They're finding good metres around the fringes against the City boys, and they're just willing to make those little darts around, in and around the breakdown. You saw the half make a little scoot before. Then Country looked to keep doing it to get the City backpedaling before using the ball in attack. Now their opportunity to defend here, the Country boys to stop another raid. And City be looking forward to getting some control and potentially getting some field position in the second half, because at the moment this is their first venture into Country territory in the second half.
Warner throws it in, finds Filippo. Good tap off. Glendinning, bit flat-footed. Nuala needs some momentum. Ball slowed at the breakdown. Taken back in. They just need to settle here, City. Play a little bit more field position and work off from set piece. And Glendinning will look to find the line here.
Country just need a little bit more patience at the breakdown there. It's phase one and they're looking to turn the ball over rather than trusting their defence. They've been putting pressure on them at the breakdown. There's no need to force their hand early.
And Glendinning can only find O'Connor, and O'Connor will reef it down field. Unfortunately, Country were all offside and all in front of the kicker O'Connor.
And advancing.
So Glendinning, for the second time, will try and find the line, and does so this time and puts it 20 rows back.
Making sure of it for sure that time.
So inside the 22, Pete. Great attacking set. Dempsey comes on in the jersey number 1 to play hooker, replacing James Warner for the City side.
The tight head prop returns to the field, number 17 as well. Jonathan.
Abood off the top. Wide ball to Glendinning. There's Nulala again. He's their go-to man off first phase. They sweep back to the left. Motu Loto. Now Abood. Short pass to Dempsey. Dempsey beats off one. Does well to stay in. No, he can't. Got his elbow on the line. But that's better football. Went out, hit midfield, swept back. Coming back in to the short side.
They certainly looked to get that good hard carry centre field and then play off the back of it, and Country were good enough then to match them up on the short side to defend that raid. But City looked to get momentum definitely from a good strong carry from
Damon's throw goes over the back. Taken there by Felix Harvison. Now Glendinning running across field. He's running behind one of his players. Can find Alelua, but the ball's gone forward. But there was something on there on the right. Chris Alelua was in space, and the ball's unfortunately gone forward for the City side.
City look to be building here, getting a bit of flow into their attack now in the second half. As subs keep coming on and off, it's hard to keep track of. But Country here with the scrum feed, they'll be looking to get out of harm's way down here and get back to centre field. And I'm sure City will be looking to put them under some pressure here, big scrum, and see if they can potentially force a turnover at scrum time.
Good scrum from City. There's Evans. Good carry from Evans. They play off this quickly. Middleton. There's Thornton. Been good while he's been on. Thornton in 17. Middleton away to Hamilton. Slow ball.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, Smith couldn't make use of it. And Harvison in the 16 for the City side. Gets back to his feet. Inside the 20 now. Now they go through Cameron McKenzie, the try scorer for City. They're set out here to the deep with Glendinning. And a penalty to City. 8 points to 5 here. Midway through the second half. And City, will they opt for the scrum, Pete, or will they kick for the corner?
They've called for the scrum here.
They have had dominance at scrum time.
You would say that, no, definitely. After the first couple of scrums of the match, Country looked to be strong there, but City are definitely getting the better of scrum time now, and they'll be looking to work off that platform. Just as we say that, Country rolling out a completely new front row. Numbers 1, 2, 3 coming on to replace the front row.
Love to see City throw up Lama Afu in the 12 or Talatena in the 13. They haven't seen much ball, the City centre pairing.
I haven't seen much clean ball from set piece, and from the line they've been using the number 4 Nuala to get over the advantage line and leaving them free, but we'll see what they can do here and see if they can make a dent into the Country defence.
So they work right to Nulala. Nulala beats one. It'll be hard to stop Nulala, and Nulala's over. He has been their go-to ball-carrying man, and Nulala, the number 4, he slotted in at number 8 off that scrum 15 metres out, and he beat the first, and he was always going to be hard to stop, Pete.
Mate, he's dangerous ball in hand, strong ball running, keeps his legs pumping into contact. And you can see him here off the back of the scrum. Good solid platform from the City boys, and he's off. The Country back row didn't get off fast enough, and he was good enough, strong enough. Try time.
He did well. He was quick out of the blocks, stepped off the right, beat the halfback in Middleton, and once he's 3 or 4 metres out, he's not going to be stopped from that distance. And they hit back and make it 10 points to 8.
The Country boys will be behind the goal line here talking about getting back down there into the field and creating some pressure. They've been guilty of piggybacking City out of trouble with some penalties at the breakdown, trying to force their hands there. And when they're being called out by referee Vittori, they're not releasing the ball and giving City plenty of opportunities down inside the attacking half, but they'll be looking to reset, restart and get some momentum back and get some flow back into their game.
So Glendinning can add the extra, so he gets it out to a 4-point game. It's 12 plays 8 in favour of City. City looking to make it 5 straight victories here at Anne Ashwood Oval. So it's going to be McIntyre to get us back underway. Spiral kick, awkward bouncing ball. It bounces in favour of Country, and they come up with a 25 out. Good attacking opportunity. A nice little pick and go around the edge. Ball's there at the back for Middleton. He scoots left. They do well to stay in here, the Countryside. Middleton at the back. Finds Backer. Middleton again, away to O'Connor. Short ball to the 8 in Van Doris. Oh. He can't come up with it. He loses it. And the relieving kick can't find touch. There's McIntyre. Grubbers it in between Ranakama's legs. City come up with it. Glendinning's in the pocket. They go to Jeeks. Good step by Jeeks. Now they play back to Glendinning. Right boot. And finds the line right on 40. So well done to Nate Glendinning. Gets his side out of trouble.
The Country did well there off the kickoff. It was a funny looking drop kick, but Country took it, then launched an attacking raid and unfortunately spilt the ball, but see if they can go again here.
They throw Hamilton up, but they've had trouble with lineouts all day. The Countryside. Here's Glendinning. Quite flat. There's Nulala, the try scorer. Cam McKenzie in midfield. He's played well, the 8. There's Afu. Needs to get his hands on the ball a little bit more. McKenzie. Been really strong. And they come back for the original penalty. All offside right on the halfway line from referee Trevan. He's done a good job this afternoon. He got in the way a couple of times early on, but all in all, he's done a really, really good job.
He's letting the contest happen over the ball. Very willing from both sides, the contest. Country have been doing a very good job slowing down the City ball. City need to be really careful and precise in their clean-outs, not to give away those penalties for not releasing.
So Dempsey with the throw. 30 metres out. They throw up Filippo. The ball's not straight from Connor Dempsey. So throwers, goal kickers, going to have trouble with this wind all afternoon.
A hooker's nightmare out there at the moment. They're calling to the middle and the breeze just wants to take it. That one was to the front, it still was affected by the breeze. So something to consider when you do get the penalty, whether it is just pack a scrum or take the tap and keep the flow going rather than going for the set piece and turning the ball over, relieving the pressure on the Country boys on this occasion.
Middleton plays out to Evans again. Good strong running from Riley Evans in the midfield. Good carry. Ball slowed. Middleton out to Van Doris. Needs some help at the breakdown. Middleton, dummy, little scurry from the base.
Another breakdown penalty there against City. Off their feet. And side entry.
Unfortunately,
so the full deck.
Yeah, unfortunately that's been a feature of this clash. There's been a number of penalties at the breakdown from both sides.
I don't think either side's really got past 4 or 5 phases before there has been a penalty for one thing or another, and a good kick for touch there, and will give Country the chance to potentially get a line-out win and then play off the back of it. Once again, Country deep in attack here. Set way back into their own half. See what they've got up their sleeve this time.
Hamilton balks at 2. They go to Hamilton now. Tap down to Middleton. Wide ball to O'Connor. Turns Evans underneath. Evans hard, straight running, comes to 20, gets on the outside of the winger, and Riley Evans is going to go in. What a try from Riley Evans. Mark that name down. The number 12 from the Mid-North Coast. The Marlins on the Mid-North Coast. Riley Evans, an incisive run. Tom O'Connor turned him underneath, and he beat 4 or 5. This will pick it up beautifully on replay, Pete.
Right, it was a messy line-out win. The 9 did well to clear it back to the 10. Across field and turns him under. He's been threatening all game. He's been making lots of charges off the back of scrums and shows some good footwork there. Then a clean set of heels and set sail for the corner. And it's a great try there for Country. Put them back in front, edges them in front by a point now.
It's a 1-point ball game here. You're watching the under-16 boys City v Country clash. It's Country 13 leads City 12. 15 minutes left on the clock. Country running with the breeze in the second half. But Riley Evans, not for the first time today, has been direct with his running. He's run straight and hard, and he's made some valuable metres, and he deserved that try, that 42-metre run down the left-hand side.
He's been providing all their go-forward from set piece from the scrum when they've been under pressure on their 22. He's been carrying strong, making 15, 20 metres each time, and that time getting the reward for it with the try.
McIntyre strikes it well. He misses on the near side of the post. So score remains 13 points to 12 with 14 minutes to go.
Anybody's game here. So you can get some dominance from the kickoff, see if City can secure it, put them under some pressure, but Country be looking to secure possession and get back downfield and get back under. Good take from the kick there. Securing possession. Now for the relieving kick.
O'Connor with the relieving kick can only find Howes. Howes sweeps it away to Jex, but it's a bounce pass. They have to dive on the loose ball. Good pressure here from the orange team. Glendinning's in the pocket. Ollie Abood plays to Glendinning, and he can only get it 25 metres out from his own line, but good pressure from the countryside. And you sense, Peter, a little shift in momentum back towards the country team.
I know that they did well there off the kickoff to secure possession with a good kick downfield, and they put a lot of pressure under the City boys as they tried to get out of trouble, trying to use the ball rather than kick, because the Breezes not rewarding their kicks from exit when they're under pressure. The City boys looking to keep it in hand, and now country with a great opportunity to have a bit of possession, bit of time down in the City half and build something maybe for another try. Maybe look to Evans again. Can he make another incisive break and then play off the back of that with some rampaging forward running from the country number 8, who did well off the kickoff there.
Van Doris. Michael Van Doris. So we've got Harry Middleton down in jersey number 21 from the Kiama club. He's back to his feet now, just hobbling. Looks like his left leg. But he's back into it. It's going to be Lucas Backer with the throw. 5-man set. They've persisted with that 5-man set. They throw Hamilton up at 2. Off the top, there's Middleton now. Wide pass to O'Connor. Can't go to hand, but it can go to Evans. Evans. Looks like City came up with it off that breakdown, but they were all offside from the line out. And you think that they'll go straight to the target the posts here.
Try and get it out to 4 points. They're looking for it.
Looking for the skipper Van Doris by the looks of it.
And he's pointing to the sideline. They don't know. Continue with the line out. It was a good smart option there, throwing it up at the front though. Helping the hooker out in the tricky conditions, securing possession. Hopefully they can do it again here, City. They might look to potentially a driving maul here. They're putting more than 5 in, which has been their go-to. We've got Van Doris in at halfback. Will it be a driving maul they set up here, the country boys?
Hamilton in the red headgear goes over and they can't secure it again. Little box kick from Howells will find the line. Can only progress the ball another 8 metres down the field.
And they'll get to go again, the country boys, with another line out. A similar position where the previous penalty was taken from. See what they've got up their sleeve. They're back to the 5-man line out now, putting Van Doris into the back line to maybe run off Evans when he gets in some space.
There's a few replacement players on. Connor Dempsey has been replaced, jersey number 1. Go to Hamilton, they're successful. Middleton, away to O'Connor. And Nulala does well to secure the ball. Nulala's away, he's got some gas. McIntyre comes at him, McIntyre cleans him up. Nulala gets back to his feet, he played the ball. And now they work away to the right through Arfu, but they're all offside, playing penalty advantage. Warner dribbles one in. Beale's there behind the play. But referee Trevan will come back for the penalty because they're all offside.
He's called for some time off here.
But it's Nulala again. When they're looking for momentum in midfield, Nulala is the man that they go to.
He's up quickly from the line out there, terrorising the 10, put him under some pressure, forced the error, pounced on the spilt ball and set sail with ball in hand. And he's gone to the pocket here, and it's going to be a yellow.
So country will be down to 14 men for the remaining 9 minutes of this one.
They're calling for the scrum now, not going to take on the line out.
Special mention to Lockie McIntyre in the 23 for country, made that try-saving tackle on Nulala. Showed a good pair of heels.
Country will have to be brave here to defend with 14 for the last 10 minutes or 9 minutes of the game.
Cooper Waters is the man receiving the yellow card, the number 11 for the Countryside. So we won't see him for the rest of the afternoon as Howes feeds the scrum. Plays to Glendinning. Turns Afu under. Good run from Afu. Keep working to the left. Glendinning. Warner, there's numbers out here to the left if they can use it. They don't need to use Far Jones, but they're just short. Alailua unfortunately lost the ball a couple of metres out. He had Tom Far Jones on his outside unmarked. If he could have used him, if he had his time again, I'm sure he would have passed it to Far Jones. But they look good there with some quick ball, the City side.
They did. They got over the advantage line here with a strong carry from the 12 and then playing off the back of that. Here he was. Great cover defence there from Heidke in the 13 jersey with a try-saving tackle. Desperate in defence there, the Country boys. Turn them away again. Under all sorts of pressure here, the Country forward pack. They'll need a good strong scrum here to lay the platform for a good clearing kick downfield.
So Country are set deep in the in goal. Some of the boys are almost in the car park, but City, they win the scrum. It's 15-14 in City's favour. And City are down by 1 with only 7 minutes left on the clock. And Pete, do you go to a line-out, do you go to a scrum, or do they quick tap and they look for McKenzie, looking for his second try of the afternoon? They go out to the right, Nulala, he's going to be hard to stop. Nulala just short. Ball slow, they pick and go around the edge. Playing penalty advantage, there's numbers out to the right. Glendinning sweeps one across to Alailua. The ball's gone forward, but they come back to the initial offside infringement around the ruck.
Country want to face up here quickly.
They're going really quickly. They go for a run. Playing penalty advantage again for the offside. They pick and go around the edge. Is that Cleverly? Ball's at the back for Howes. They go again around the edge.
Oh, another player could be in trouble here.
Referee Trevan wants to have a chat with the skipper.
He's gone to the pocket already. Someone else is going.
And they're down to 13 for the remaining 6.5 minutes of this one. And City
call for the scrum
quite
again.
Rightly call for the scrum.
It's going to be tough now with 13 men. City piling on the pressure here, desperate to score a try or get any points to get them back in the lead. City, what will they do? Nuala's not at 8 now, he's back in the second row.
McKenzie.
Got back lines, both sides ready to go. And then the 10 directly behind the scrum.
So Afu is set up here to the left with Far Jones out on the left-hand side wing. Glendinning set in right in behind the scrum with Ty Jex in the 22. Cleverly the 6 come out of the scrum. There's only 7 men in the scrum from both sides. McKenzie the 8. There's numbers either side no matter where you look. Howes feeds. McKenzie goes off the back. McKenzie will be hard to stop. McKenzie's just short. Has he got the ball down? I think he's held up. And they do well to get out of that one, the Countryside. But they needed to use the football. They had space on either side.
Got to use the numbers. They have 2 less in defence. And rather than using the numbers and putting them under some pressure, they've gone for the play off the back of the scrum. And now Country will take their time to set the relieving line drop out here. Hopefully it goes a long, long way downfield is what the Country boys will be looking for to get them out of trouble and then defend with all their might.
Lockie McIntyre does just that, and Jex recovers the football. Finds McKenzie. They need to use the ball and they need to find space. There's Nulala. Held up high. Recycle through a boot. Space out to the left if they can get it there. There's Afu. Afu's got Far Jones outside him. Bumps off Middleton. Quick recycle. There's Cleverly. 13 points to 12 in favour of Country. Ball at the back for Howes. Glendinning. Crossfield kick. Wide sweeper to Alailua. Looks inside. Ball bounces back. There's Warner. Warner's got some space. Goes for a little grubber, Warner. Country come up with it, but take it in a touch. Some enterprising play. Not sure the kick from Glendinning was the option.
Well, I'm not sure what we're playing here, whether it's going to be a line out or a scrum. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're having a little conference, and I think we're coming back for a scrum. But some great charges here from the big city forwards.
Watch this. Here's Arfu shrugging off Middleton. The big don't argue.
It's a
And
penalty.
It's a penalty. So Howes will go quickly. Wide ball to Glendinning. Again, wide ball to Warner. Warner stumbles. McIntyre comes up with it. And there's Jex. But good scramble to defence again. McIntyre and Heidke have been great in defence in the outside channels.
Mate,
and
put them under
somehow
all sorts of
Country
pressure. Mate, they live another day. Breathe for another few minutes here. They've got to play it down.
It's been a gutsy performance from the Countryside.
The last five or so minutes, it's all been all City with the ball in hand and Country scrambling, defending for their dear life here.
And with only 2 minutes on the clock, you think if they can recycle this scrum and Hodgson can reef it in a touch, get some field position 50 metres down the park, that might just be enough.
City be looking for a massive scrum here to put Country under a bit of pressure, potentially force a turnover.
You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV. City Country action here from Anna Ashwood Oval here in Bathurst.
And the Country boys have gone here for 2 flankers rather than an 8 to secure the ball at the back of the scrum. Would be interesting. Hopefully it doesn't spew out the back too quickly for the half to come around and clean it up.
These two sides playing for the Yellow Cup. It's a minute and a half left. Country down to 13 men.
What's going on here? I think Country have got a player back on the field too soon after the yellow card. I think the 11's gone back out there, and I don't think the 10 minutes has been his.
I think that's Cooper Waters has come back on the field. I think someone signalling the yellow card was 5 minutes, but pretty sure it's 10 minutes.
Here we go, back to the scrum. They've got the 8 now, back at number 8, not packing on the side.
Good scrum
Pressure
from the City side. Ball spits out for Middleton, finds Evans, and Evans will reef it downfield. Goes over Far Jones' head, and one bounce in a touch. Far Jones looking to play on quickly, but there's a sea of orange jumpers, and Riley Evans again stamps his mark on this one.
Great kick as the ball spewed out the back of the scrum. City did their very best there to get the tight head. It was in there a little bit like a pinball machine, going back and forth in the front rowers before it came out the back for Country to clear it away.
I think this is the last throw of the dice for the City side. Good throw. Howes, Glendinning. Finds Arfu. Heidke's there. Ball's been knocked on by the City side. And it's a knock on. And the cheers from the Country supporters here in Bathurst.
One last scrum. The referee checking his watch, saying there's still potentially 2 minutes left. I saw 2 fingers go up there. Country in a very good position on the field here, just outside the 22. Scrum feed, 13 men still on the field for Country, with 2 men serving some time on the sideline with yellow cards. Can the Country boys finish it off? Well, look to Evans to get the go forward.
There's Middleton. They secure this ball. Ball's at the back for Middleton. O'Connor. Puts boot to ball, but Heidke comes up with it. Finds McIntyre. Ball's gone forward, referee Trevan says, but I thought the Country boys were away. Heidke got back to his feet, picked up the loose ball and set McIntyre alight. And the crowd are screaming for the referee to call this one to a conclusion.
Van Doris down now receiving attention. Potentially looking to wind down the clock.
Boy,
the 10 drifted across field, looked like, will I pass it, will I kick it? It appeared to come off the knee, but...
We're deep into overtime here. Tell you what, Pete, we might have to turn the lights on soon. We've got 2 games to go after this. They'll be playing in the dark.
They'll have to put the light towers on. It's as Country get one of their players back. The wingers back out there, number 11.
So Cooper Waters returns in the number 11, so it's 15 on 14. There's no one marking Tom Farr-Jones here on the left wing closest to the screen. As Howes feeds the scrum, referee Trevine wants it again.
This one. Looks like it will be the last play of the game here, as we've had the 2 minutes extra that Vittori was playing. And City will get one last chance here. What will they do? Who will they look for to get the line break, to get some momentum? It's all in front of them. They've got 75 metres to go.
Into the breeze, Howes feeds, quick ball out, Glendinning, Abood, wide ball to Warner. There's numbers out there if they can use it. Ball goes behind Jex, and that should be it. And that is time, and the Country Boys win. They're victorious, 13 points to 12 in what can only be described as a courageous and gutsy performance. Everything that you would expect from a Country side, Pete.
Mate, they worked hard the second half defending with only 13 men. You could almost say it's the dividends of that first half when they went in 5-all at half-time after defending numerous City raids in the first half, turning them away constantly to get to the 5-all at half-time at Oranges. And they once again gutsed it out in the second half. Flying off the back of Evans at 12, who scored that match-winning try. But it made a courageous defensive effort there from the Country Boys to secure I believe, the first Country victory of the day there. So will that be a sign of the times as we head into the 18s, girls and boys games?
Terrific performance by Country. Charlie Heidke and Riley Evans in the midfield, and the back row of Geordie Duncan in the 6th and Jed Smith were absolutely outstanding. You're watching New South Wales Rugby TV here from Anne Ashwood Oval here in Bathurst. Stay with us. We will break shortly and be back for the under-18 girls clash on New South Wales Rugby TV.